Top of the morning, top of the morning. Yeah, I'm here on this bright and early, gloomy Sunday morning in New York City. I mean, we got gray skies. I don't know when we gonna get some sun. Maybe later on, maybe not. This is what's happening. Weather been more unpredictable than the actual residents of this fine city that I live in, and this beautiful country that I live in. I've been getting my thoughts together, looking at new creative ways I can build my channel. I do a lot of thinking instead of a lot of action. I'm a Scorpio. Our gift is in our thinking and our thoughts. Speaking of that, I had some bad news. I don't really want to talk about it, but yeah, you're gonna see me smile when I mention bad news because it's like, wow, it's always something bad. You know, got to have some type of positive vibration. I practically didn't eliminate everybody and everything. Mm, let's see if that works. But anyway, oops. Back to what I'm here back on my site when I promised you guys information as necessary, as needed. Um, Social media, you got to care for what you say on social media, or maybe not. I maybe can go viral if I, you know, download a TikTok account, um, start making TikToks. Perhaps I'll do some entertainment stuff or say something to captivate a certain audience and increase numbers or whatever. But for some reason, I would not get on TikTok. And that's one of the things that I'm looking at that I see a lot of other people doing to build their channels and getting overnight success. I'm not a boring character, but I am a boring character. Yeah, I could rap, I could act, I could do a lot of stuff. I need more audience, and so as I make these videos in the hopes that they get in the algorithm of things and people start viewing them and say, let me see what this person has to say. And then they see me, and they may be that damn bored to actually listen to my conversation. And then they be like, okay, let's subscribe. And once my subscriptions go up, I can actually start generating more and more ideas and creative content. But the content that I'm creating is not just for laughter. I want to have people on their pivot thinking trivial, conscious, academic thinking. Yeah, personal things. I want my crew audience to tell me about things that I'm struggling to find out about. Social security, disability. How does that work? Do you have to be damn nearly dead to be approved? Just asking for a friend. Um, Second of all, what you guys think is the outcome of the elections come November? With Trump basically on trial right now, how's this going to work? Um, Ukraine and Russia. How long would this? Because as long as that war is on, it's going to continue to cost the American economy money. And if it continue to cost the American economy money, then we, as the citizens and the residents of the communities in the United States of America, will feel the back end of it economically. And then our politicians are going to be pacifying us with strange lamentations or you know consoling us with shortcomings of understanding, or for some of us just straight up and down debilitating the purpose of our existence by letting us know put up with it or go live somewhere else. And so how we going to understand that? I hope everything that I just said didn't go over everybody's head or anybody's head per se. We live in the United States of America. We continue to assist other countries that we are in agreement with or we have alliance with who will continue to engage in war In return, we're continuing to supply them with money and weapons and, assistance, period. But as the years go by, the American economy, what are we doing? What are we gaining out of that situation? Are we getting something for free from Ukraine? We sure enough ain't getting nothing from Russia because we done sanctioned them. So what you think they're gonna give us? They probably over there plotting right now. They looking at Iran like, okay, Iran, y'all start with Israel. We gonna start with America in a minute. And so we as the citizens of the United States, we gotta figure out the understanding of this. And yes, I do mean somebody gotta come up with a grand idea to stop that conflict. Because that conflict is a conflict of interest with United States and the way we conduct business internationally. That's part of our business internationally. So it's still an interference. Yeah, but I'm not so sure spending billions of dollars assisting a situation that seems to continue is the answer. I personally feel trying to negate some kind of peace amongst these countries, which are so close to each other, rather than continue to just lose. What are we doing? Entertaining the rest of the world? I'm quite sure the rest of the world is some kind of war, in particular Africa, the continent. Countries always feuding with each other, tribes. You already know. Then we got the United States, the urban communities. Kids are killing kids. We at war. People don't understand there's PTSD from people that was in the Navy, in the Army, who fought national security for the United States, representation of the United States overseas. They come back, they suffer PTSD, but there's PTSD for the individuals that's in the streets who get caught up in what we call a self-conflicting war of some form of energy. And this ain't number backlash from poverty from misguided budgets, maybe due to unwilling participants who want to enter the job force. Hope that didn't fly over nobody's head. Um, there's a lot of things in society, but one thing I do realize in the urban communities, we are great at something, and surprisingly so. In spending money on things like, we get enough money, we will buy houses and land and property. We're starting, but I think it feels too. It feels real difficult trying to maintain land or houses per se. So black people or certain type of people per se, they rather just invest in material things that we feel like cost a lot of money, in particular jewelry and clothes, maybe some cars, and cars lose value. They sure do. You know, and I don't think they last as long as a house. You can't live in no car, or can you? Or have you? I slept in a car a few times. I should have never did. But hey, sometimes you ain't got no choice. Or do you? Still trying to figure out these things in life. And some things in life you realize you will never have the answers. You just gotta wing it every time they come up. Nobody never understand that either. Um, I ain't too bored to be talking about the celebrity and their lives and what they got going on because they look like no matter what I said in one of my other videos, it don't matter how much money they got. They dramas and controversy seems to be something that they ignite, and the rest of us poor folk, we jump right on the bandwagon. We think it's cute. This is how all these singers make this money. Talk about the pain and the ugliness that we do with each other. They make the money off of it, and they exhibit it in the media, and we poor folk, we emanate it, and then it becomes a part of our whole lifestyle. But we ain't got the money to sustain certain difficulties when shit hit the fan. We looking stupid. People don't understand when you live in the urban community and you in Section 8 and you got some type of housing program paying your rent or whatever the case may be, and you want to ball until you fall the next day, you got to hit the welfare trail, baby. And for them celebrities, all they got to do is go in the studio and come up with some creative shit they heard from somebody else and put it on the airways. Everybody already know their names, so somebody going to be curious. They got a way to make money. And it ain't all of us into that, you know? Because it ain't just about you having talent or creative ideas, as we most likely have been viewing situations talking about the mogul Puff Daddy and a lot of other dudes who have so much money and been in this culture doing what they've been doing for years. As suspected, um, it's a lot more than talent. Now, I don't really want to go into that because that's not today's topic for me. It's not what's on my mind. What's on my mind is getting myself together. You know, let my light shine before men so other men can see that the positive things are here to access in the world and live a peaceful life until we go to the beyond, which is unknown. That's just one message. The other message is you got to know when to let people go. Yeah, like how I did that. Yeah, that this came out of nowhere. But I'm quite sure everybody who been living in their skin for a long time or for quite some time would understand when somebody say something, then it just comes straight to a point. You got to know when to let people go. This including anybody. There's no exceptions because if something is not coordinating with what you trying to do in life or what you making an effort to make happen in your life or what you trying to attract towards you, if they become a conflict of interest, you have to let them go. I don't care if it's your mama. You gonna have to cry, weep, figure it out, hurt, hold your navel, which is sustained from the umbilical cord, which was attached to your mama. But if she ain't correct and she ain't, you know what I'm saying, conducive to what angles you trying to, she gonna have to be gone. And most of us, in reality, when I say it, I'm not saying because a lot of times trying to get someplace, it be temporary when you got to sacrifice things. A lot of things don't be permanent. But some people, if you keep them in your life, your struggle becomes long-winded, damn near permanent. And so for you to get up out of that, you gotta know how to move around, cut certain people off. And when I say cut them off, some might be cut off forever. Let's be honest. But some you ain't gonna cut them off forever. It might be a temporary, disposition. But don't stick around and let somebody continue to damage what you're trying to do or conflict your movement or even your train of thoughts. It's down to that. Because to attract what you attracting or what you're trying to attract, it's gonna need 100% focus. It ain't gonna need nobody that's in their garbage or they BS they got going on, or some type of scheme or something that's not conducive to your well-being. Let's get down to that. That where everybody got to start understanding. You got to know when to cut people off. You got to know when the shifts change. You got to know when to keep it moving. Cause everybody can't go down them same blocks you be going down. You heard? That's why when dudes moving they cliques and all that, they cruising their gangs and all that. Some dudes be smart enough, be like, yo, nah, gang, I ain't going that way with you. But later on, we can meet up over that way. You know what I'm saying? That's thinking smart. Another dude might be, oh, you a coward, yo, you with the game, we go anywhere. That's how dudes get shot the fuck up and niggas be on shirts. You got to move smart to stay alive. Not a coward, but smart to stay alive. I know niggas that live long enough to outlive to outlast their enemies and watch their ops hit the ground before they do. And this is real. So it ain't you gotta move cautious. You got to know when to cut people off, man. Can't let them damage who you are or what you make it happen. Yeah, like how I did that topic. That's real talk. That was just something on me. But I know people that applies to a lot of people. It sure do. Yep. Now back to the weather in New York. It's crazy. Gloomy gust. I don't even understand this. Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo, y'all. Happy Cinco de Mayo. You know, like everybody else, I was coasting the social media, and yeah, my background crazy. I keep hearing shit out my window. My building new, got a lot of windows. You know, but real talk. This is something that I'm gonna say to whoever listening. A lot of times, people move so fast in life that when some untimely stuff happen, everybody like, oh my goodness, we didn't see this happen. You know, as a kid, I was carefully observing of certain things. We used to go to the beach, and I used to watch kids backflip. And one summer, I was into the backflipping game. I was becoming nice with it. I was a kid, single digits, and I'm getting into it. I'm getting into it. Had a few mishaps or whatever. Didn't like the way how I feel. Was started thinking from there. And then one time I'm on the beach and the kid did a backflip, broke his whole neck. His head stuck in the ground. His body was like, And you see how I smile when I'm talking about that. That's I've seen so much trauma that the best thing to do when is just smile. You're not laughing at the trauma because it's nothing to laugh about, but you have to smile because if you give into any other emotion, you're going into a zone that is going to take you a long time to come out of. So just smile. It helps lift your spirits. But the kid had stuck in the sand, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and I'm thinking, well, maybe that just no, he was finito. Kid eyes turned gray, everything. It was over for him. He checked out right there in front of me. It was a gloomy day. It was a gloomy day on that beach. That little kid, and I'm a little kid. He checked out, and I kind of slowed down going to the beach. Then I'm in my house one day when everybody going to the beach, and everybody come back, and I say, what happened? Somebody else checked out again, doing backflips, and then you was hearing that, and then they was begging people, please stop going to the beach and doing backflips, and watch the kids, and make sure kids know what they doing, because this is coming to trend where kids is going out there breaking their necks, whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, well, wow, I don't know what energy is this. And I stopped backflipping. And when I got older and stuff, I looked at everybody dancing and backflipping, and I seen all this backflipping, and I was like, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing. But I was like, well, maybe I was one of those that was going to continue to backflip because I seen too much when it comes to backflipping. Yeah, I like that other message. Okay. So now everything ain't for everybody. So now I'm thinking about, oh, I got some celebrity stuff. Mason Cameron. What? eh, I know both of them. I like them. I like them. I prefer to call them murder and killer. Mason's murder and Cam is killer. And them dudes, they been putting their blood, sweat, and tears, and they do represent Harlem. And you know, I don't know what kind of gimmick they on. Or they got their podcast. They independent, and of course, I know they'll go that route. And but what are they talking about as far as Kendrick Lamar and Drake? Get it to the same way. I think a lot of these dudes, the more they, in front of our eyes, you can see where they going for the money. Because I guess Drake bag is bigger, and Drake popularity is like yes, he did garner a international stage in comparison to Kendrick Lamar. That is the truth. But the thing what I want to know is When we looking at the lyrical battle right now, everything taken into consideration. Mase and Cameron, they've been in battles. They know what it is. They know what it takes to win a battle. And they're literally saying that Drake is winning in that battle. That is, I'm a Drake fan. Drake lagging right now. We don't even know if it's AI doing this shit because I'm hearing so much diss tracks right now. It's crazy. And Kendrick Lamar, I don't want to have an opinion in this. I like to really try to authenticate when judging this because it must be a winner. You got to pick a side and stay there. But for you to do that, you got to be conditioned. You can't be biased. And I feel that I qualify because I am a Drake fan. But I'm saying Kendrick Lamar is busting his ass. I had to go listen to songs from Kendrick Lamar 10 years ago to realize I was actually listening to this man. He wasn't really big to me. Some of his songs were, but his songs didn't really captivate me like it did other people. Cause like I never been an alcoholic, and I wasn't like the one who go get bottles and drinking. And so with that drinking thing that Kendrick Lamar came out with, and that I remember that shit was everywhere because everybody was drinking. That song was like number one. I used to listen to it and I played because everybody else requested it, but I wasn't a drinker, so Kendrick Lamar wasn't really someone I'd be like, yeah, he's like my number one artist. He was good, you know. I had to listen to a lot of stuff to realize this kid been there. So when this shit popped off this year and he dropped that was a scene stealer. That he could have killed it for the rest of the year, but then Drake came back with fire, you know, and then everything got real creative. But still, the response and the response against right now, Kendrick lyrically is up, and we're talking about topic content wise, he's up, and the way how his wordplay he's up. I don't even want to put beats in it because it's rivalry with the beats. I feel like it's an unfair situation because Metro Boomin is heavily caught up in that beef too. So anything he put his hands on right now is gonna be straight bullets for Drake. That's just my take on that. Y'all like how I did that? All right. I don't know if I be letting these long ass videos like doing 22-minute videos. People got to be bored. Um, I don't know what else to talk about at this point, but I have to let y'all know how I feel on Cinco de Mayo. You know, I'm about to roll up again, short of bud. Always short of bud because I smoke more bud than the damn spots. And y'all take care now.